and welcome to About Last Night, the home for all things I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, as we discuss what happened on last night's show. I'm Felicity Cross, Deputy TV Editor, camped here on Australia's Gold Coast, ready to tell you exactly what I think of last night's episode. And it kicked off, didn't it? Blimey! Let's dig into it now. So, Nella Rose, what a 180. She went from being someone who had really catapulted herself to fame. You know, she's big in the online world. She's got 3 million followers, but all of a sudden everybody knew who she was. Bookies had slashed her odds down from 25 to 1 to 16 to 1 to win. It felt like she was having a real moment. I think I even made her my celebrity campmate of the day yesterday. That aged well. But then out of nowhere, clashed with Fred.
You turned around to me with an attitude and said, you know I could be your dad, right? You know I could be your dad, right? To me, I don't care how you said it. To me, that's disrespectful, and I don't want to talk to you.
Now, in that camp, the last thing you want to be doing is clashing with someone who is a fan favourite. Now, people fall out, these things happen, but Fred is really loved in the UK, and he has a really strong viewers voting for him, which is sort of almost like the people who watch Gogglebox, the first date watchers, the people who are on Facebook, the people who actually vote for these things. So Nella picked the wrong adversary, and it all just came out of nowhere. It felt like either there was a lot of her that we don't yet know about, fair enough, but the way that she handled it was completely wrong. It smacked of immaturity. Fred seemed completely bewildered by the whole thing.
I accept your apology.
I really feel sorry.
But in order for us to live in this camp together, I don't want to eat no food that you're cooking. Don't talk to me. You stay over there. I stay over here. And we can live. I'm good.
So essentially what seemed to happen was Fred was badgering her to eat some food. It was some sort of cooking-related row where he said to her, I could be your father. And she took huge offence to this because her parents, very sadly, are dead. And so for her, that wasn't just an off-the-cuff statement that someone might make who is, you know, of the right age to be your father. For her, it really cut deep. But she just blew up on it. She said she wasn't going to speak to him again, that she would exist on this side of the camp and he would exist on that side of the camp. And it just seemed like a complete overreaction. So I think that for Nella, this is just not a good look for her. What's really interesting, I think, is that ITV took the time to sort of almost do a throwback. They included the footage of the initial conversation. That doesn't usually happen on I'm a Celebrity. It felt like a real first, and that was a clear decision to offer some context to viewers, because the way that Nella was acting was if something huge had happened. Now, again, we don't know what has gone on in her past. We don't know her well enough to know about that hurt, but it feels like we're all going to be Team Fred on this one. And it's such a shame for Nella because it just feels like a complete 180 on how she was doing with public opinion. But that's what can happen in that jungle. Look at Roxanne Pallet in Celebrity Big Brother. That was another real 180 moment. Completely different context, of course, but yeah, I think most people would have been watching that thinking, what the hell is going on? So, sorry, Nella. Another of the episode's slight question marks was Nigel Farage. So he really revealed his game plan here, in that he told Grace Dent that he was gutted that he wasn't voted for the trial because those who leave camp get 25% more airtime.
You see, if you do the challenge, it's 25% of the airtime.
Now, we all know it's a thing. We all know they're there for a reason. It's not just those lovely price tags that they get. It's not just the payday. They're there for a reason. It's profile, it's platform building. But we don't want them to say that. We don't want to look behind that veil. We want them to pretend they're just there for the experience and the journey. So Nigel's broken the cardinal rule here. We don't talk about that, Nigel. He said to Grace Dent, there's a whole audience that I want to be reaching. Now, there was already lots of question marks around Nigel Farage and people boycotting the show because of his inclusion. And now this leaves another slightly sticky spot that he's waded into. People don't like looking at that kind of, they don't like to feel exploited. And that's, I think, what Nigel's comment may have been wading into there. So we'll see how that reflects in terms of the next trial when the viewers can vote for him. He's not up for the next one because he's exempt through medical reasons. So we'll see how that pans out for the rest of the week. Our third miserable campmate, Jamie Lynn Spears. Oh dear, I feel like we've been saying for days now that she's about to leave, but today she actually said those words that she was ready to quit. We'll see. Time check. She's still in the camp. We'll see how we get on. She's certainly looking like that flight risk that the Sun newspaper told you she was days ago. Obviously, a lot of these conversations don't reach air, and she has been saying for days now that she's ready to leave. So we'll see. So that left us to the camp clowns, who were just there to try and cheer things up, bless them. Sam Thompson still delivering on that golden retriever energy. Danielle Harold, really sweet with her Lilo, loved that. But my campmate of the day is Josie Gibson, purely for her tale at the top of the show of how she once rocked up to work hungover.
A bit hungover, I was absolutely pissed.
Now, obviously I've never done that because I'm a professional, but Josie told how she didn't realise she was meant to be in and had a hangover. And she said, I promise I'll never do it again. Love that. People just love how real and normal she is. So more of that, please, Josie. She really deserved that luxury item. How sweet is her son Reggie on that printed pillowcase? So we all love to see that. So what can we expect going forward for the rest of the week? Is Jamie going to still be there by the end of the week? Someone get an iPod tracker on her or something. And what's going to happen with Fred and Nella, we'll see. I think that viewers will be wanting to see a proper apology from her and some kind of context around why she reacted as she did. She can pull it back maybe with a bit of, by revealing a bit more about that family background. So we'll see. Come back tomorrow to hear more ramblings from Australia's Gold Coast on how I thought last night's I'm A Celebrity Get Me Out of Here went down, and for more gossip from camp. I've been Felicity Cross, Deputy TV Editor for The Sun, and this has been About Last Night. See ya!